Oh yes, you can see the light now, right?
Yep.
So amazing, great. Okay, so away.gr. It's a lovely Sunday afternoon in Athens. That's true. With Jessica Erickson from 6Wunderkinder.
Yep. Hello.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks for spending the afternoon with us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Why are you here, by the way? Why are you in Athens?
Okay. I met Konstantina. She's the lead organizer of Startup Live Athens, and we're part of this network called Sandbox, where there's a group of young entrepreneurs and people with great ideas who kind of want to connect and really create things together. So we were talking, and she mentioned this wonderful organized event that's hoping to empower young entrepreneurs in Athens and really kind of take the next steps towards recovery, right? Because you read the headlines, you think, okay, there's a major crisis, but let's stop focusing on the crisis and figure out the solution. So immediately fell in love with the idea, thought, okay, maybe I can offer some kind of guidance and advice and experience for all these young entrepreneurs, and
here you are.
Here I am, yeah, and it's been brilliant so far.
You're a mentor here, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a mentor, and I got assigned to a great little group. They've created an app called Historis.
I think we have covered Historis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Really? Okay.
They started in the App Camp this summer.
Right, right. You have your classical case of 4 really talented developers, and they just need more kind of direction on developing a business model and internationalization strategy. So we've really spent the last 2 days outlining those 2, and also coming up with ideas of how you generate a revenue stream and be able to pitch it to an investor. So I think you have a lot of high-tech people in the world, but it's really developing the more business aspects so that you can pull in angel investors and get them excited about your app, and hopefully we'll accomplish this evening.
Great.
Yeah.
And what's your day job? I mean, I know your day job.
But can you give us some more information about that?
Of what I do back in Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay, so I work for a wonderful little startup called 6Wunderkinder. I guess we're not so little anymore. We have around 25 employees. It's a great company that really strives to create productivity solutions for the individual and small businesses and even big businesses. It was founded a little over a year ago, and they had 6 founders that came together. They were friends, kind of this.
So that's why you have the 6Wunderkinder.
Yeah, that's where the name comes from. They're all from Berlin, and they had this idea of.
Are they all German?
Yeah, they are.
But the rest of the team is not German.
No, the team became very international. I mean, we've got people from Austria, Denmark, Spain, America, England. Did I say Australian? We're about to recruit someone from South Africa. So we're really covering the different regions of the world, which definitely gives the environment a dynamic that it needs, because you automatically think more in an international mindset when you have the language capabilities to tweet out in Spanish or to reach partners in different parts of the world. I finally get to use my language resources and speak Korean to someone that could be a potential partner in Seoul. So it definitely has its benefits in having a multicultural, multilingual workplace.
So your company portfolio currently includes Wunderlist and famous to-do task manager. Can you give us a brief overview about the product for the people that are not familiar with it?
So Wunderlist is really easy concept. It's a to-do list task management tool that is multi-platform. So we're on all the iOS devices, we're on Android, desktop. Recently introduced it on Linux for all you tech geeks out there. And what it does is basically allows the individual to be able to check their tasks and cross off the tasks, highlight which ones are important, set due dates, and you can share these tasks with others. So the point is that you're always on top of your work anytime at anywhere.
So it's a social task manager.
Yeah, it's a way to collaborate with others. And we noticed the marketplace that most of the task managers we're either multi-platform but not cloud synced, which makes that whole setup scenario pointless. A bit pricey, so what we did was match all of our competitors, their features, but offer it for free. So then people ask, okay, how do you make money as a company? What's the point of having a free app? It's actually a very small building block to a very larger business model. The point was to create a tool that we can test the technology, see if it scales globally, build an excellent brand, and then introduce the next big product, which is Wunderkit.
Which is what?
Okay, without revealing too
you're
much.
Not public, yeah, you're not public yet.
Yeah.
But there are already some beta invites, if I remember correct.
Yeah, we've got the sign-up list, and we have a lot of eager people. I think we are reaching close to 100,000 sign-ups for the
That's a good
closed
number.
beta invite, which is fantastic. But it is a collaborative platform where you can basically have it on any other device. We're going to slowly roll it out, of course, but right now we have the desktop and then the iOS. It's incredibly intuitive, beautiful UI and design. So we've really much taken the basic fabric and work of Wunderlist, but carried on into an entire platform. Everything that was requested for Wunderlist, all the features like reoccurring tasks, subtasks, will obviously be introduced into Wunderkit. It will have a free option, but it will also have a premium option, right?
In the premium option there will be more features?
I can't disclose it yet, unfortunately, but of course you'll be the first to know.
Great. maybe you will be allowed to add more tasks and maybe more subtasks.
Yeah.
We'll find out hopefully soon.
Yeah, but we wanted to eliminate the problem where when you're an individual and you go online, you have all these different tools, all these different windows open. We want to consolidate it and make sure it's all in one space. So you have one place to focus. And the whole point is to be more productive, right? Not to waste time. And I think the user experience is also defined by design. And that's always been a company philosophy of ours, right? Half the reason why people use Wunderlist is the look and the feel of it. So we really wanted to carry on that same philosophy into Wunderkit. And I think that's why it's taken a lot of time to develop. It's for the reason that we want it to be high quality and that there's a social aspect to it. So if you look at today's marketplace with all the platforms, often there's limited features or it's overcomplicated, it's not easy to understand. We want the adopter, we want millions of people to easily figure it out.
Yeah.
And we kind of like the Apple philosophy.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Apple, reminders,
yeah.
Wunderlist, what's going on there?
We don't really consider it a direct competitor. Obviously, our task management tools far more detailed and it just offers more options and features than reminders do. Obviously maybe Apple will adapt reminders and add more in the future, but for now we're happy and we think that we've really carved the path for productivity task management tools at the moment. So.
Yeah, the way I see it, you're also trying to further differentiate your products through Wunderkit, right? I mean, because it sounds like an all-in-one product about productivity for small, medium businesses and maybe larger businesses and so on and so on. So you're planning to keep Wunderlist independent. So it will be like a freemium product. It will continue to be a freemium product, and you will start making some money and activate a couple of your revenue streams through Wunderkit, right?
Yeah, I mean we've always said that Wunderlist should forever and will be free. You know, it's a great tool that we think everyone should be able to use. We have around 1.6 million registered users now.
Yeah.
In a little over a year, so we're really happy that.
So you are growing really fast.
Yeah, we're growing incredibly fast, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we translated into 30 languages.
30 languages.
Yeah, if I can encourage any other startups, really think about going global. Because I think a lot of times they say, okay, I need to conquer the country that I'm living in and really take over that marketplace. No, think of the world as your marketplace. And you can find resources. We used a company called 1 Hour Translation. And we were able to send them over the files, get it checked, and it was really high quality in the end. Our users are happy, and we've seen large growth rates in different areas of the world because of the translation. So maybe kind of go to your app store and see which countries are more prone to maybe using your products, and really do your research in the numbers and then target those countries.
So your advice is not only to have English as a default language for your startup, for your product, but also try to translate the product in the many different languages based on your target markets.
Yeah, and your app store description should also be translated, right? I mean, the first thing they should see is their native language. They'll be able to pull in and learn more about the product quicker, whereas I think a lot of companies forget that and just keep an English description, which is not enough.
Yeah, your number one countries, your most users come from USA.
US is our top marketplace for now. Germany's a big one, of course. China as well. So
China as well.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if China adopts Wunderkit.
Yeah, you have not been blocked there yet.
Here and there, yeah, we had a few reporters come in, and we actually have one that's coming out soon. Big news agency called CTI, and came and did a full interview. They were more interested in the whole Berlin scene, but then we talked about our product, and they interviewed us, which was nice.
Okay,
great.
Your opinion on the Berlin startup scene? Why Berlin is so hot right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the direct competitor, if we can say that, to Silicon Valley, the European competitor.
For me, there's a triangle between like London, Berlin, and maybe Barcelona, because they have a huge mobile.
Barcelona or Amsterdam?
Amsterdam.
Both, yeah, both.
So it's a square.
It's a square. No, it's more like a square. So, but as Dimitris says, Berlin, it sounds like it's the next best thing for Europe, for European web entrepreneurs at least.
Sure.
Why Berlin so hot? What's the ecosystem? And tell us a few things about your revolution.
Okay. I suppose it's kind of a happy accident in a sense that there's a lot of different factors that really make it unique and drive more entrepreneurs to come there. First of all, there's a great tech university, so you've got people who have the skills, and maybe they've been told that they can create an idea, so they decide to jumpstart their own little company. So that definitely plays a role, just as Stanford plays a role in Silicon Valley. You've also got really, really cheap costs. I mean, the cost of living is nothing. So you can imagine if you have a team like 6Wunderkinder with 25 people, you might need a 200 square meter office to house everyone. And we can get by on very low costs. So that's also a huge incentive. It's also the fact that there's this tight-knit community. And I've been explaining this to my entrepreneurs here at this startup event, that really it takes a few people to organize meetups, to really share your resources. So if, for instance, I want to help someone like Gitsy get a story, I will share my personal press contacts with them, and we all kind of believe in the same philosophy and keep promoting Berlin. So there's that common bond that we all share together, and it's also inviting investors and sharing your knowledge and your resources. So for instance, Sequoia Capital recently came from Silicon Valley. They're interested in investing in startups, so we hosted a dinner with 20 founders, and each founder was able to speak to the investor and maybe pitch their idea, and he was like blown away by the amount of talent and innovation that was there. And
so is Berlin a huge co-working space?
Well, I mean, there are like specific co-working spaces like Beta House, where people can really find affordable, cheap places to get their little business going, maybe 3 or 4 people at a time in one spot. But yeah, that's definitely a huge benefit. And like a really popular spot is a coffee shop, believe it or not, called Sankt Oberholz, and it's at the heart of Berlin. That houses tons of entrepreneurs. And when you have that synergy and that energy together, that's where ideas and knowledge get exchanged. So if something like this happened in Athens, it would be really great. And I was showing all these little networks we created online to my team, create a Athens founders group where you have all the founders coming together maybe once a month, and maybe even create an Athens startup group, so that you can share your knowledge and your links to blog posts, and really just kind of build that sense of we're in it together and we're each other's best asset. But yeah.
No, you're actually, I mean, the way you describe how the ecosystem in Berlin works, you really work like one ecosystem, one group of people with one common goal to move forward, to create great startups and great products. It's quite interesting to discuss that. I mean, in Athens we have one of the biggest in terms of size open coffee clubs in Europe. Open Coffee Athens is a monthly event.
Yeah.
It's every month, and we gather around 300 to 400 people. But for me, I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. It's not like when you go so big, you lose your focus, and your focus is to create smaller groups like dinners and small branches around, let's say, a group of mobile startups. So do you believe that what's the first step we have to take to start creating an ecosystem, startup ecosystem,
and utilize
maybe small
power.
Gatherings, exactly,
and utilize the power of the 300 people that are going every month to open coffees?
Yeah, I guess the best way and the most natural way, since we're all tech heads, is getting online and creating that little closed group. Maybe not expanding it very quickly, but get key people who are really active. Because sometimes you find people who are inactive and they don't contribute. You want to keep the people that are constantly working towards making this happen. So, like I said, maybe get the founders together first. I'm sure you have friends and friends of friends who'd be engaged and interested. And maybe invite one influential person from an investment firm, or someone who has a great know-how in marketing strategies for startups, or even invite speakers from over the world that are traveling and passing through Athens. But I find that the events that are successful are the ones that always bring in someone who can offer more expertise and ideas. Because at a certain point, you'll have a meetup and it's always the same people, and you always have kind of the same. Keep introducing new people. Keep
bring new blood.
Yeah, and obviously maybe if you want the rest of the world to know what's going on, maybe start up an English blog about Athens startup scene. This recently happened over the past year in Berlin, called Silicon LA, and it was two young Americans who both moved from Silicon Valley to Berlin to create their own companies, and they said, hey, why not tell the rest of the world what's going on? Because before there were really only German blogs, and not so much of the international community could grasp the traction and the amount of growth that was happening. So they do interviews with all these different founders through videos like this, and you'd be surprised how many German journalists pick up because of this blog. They start to come to you and say, hey, can we have an interview? And I think that's probably the most effective, starting out like this.
So in Greece, we hate mistakes, and I mean, if somebody fails, it's bad for him. We can't understand the value of a mistake. I suppose in Wunderlist, you have made some mistakes. Which one do you believe was the biggest one, and what did you learn from that?
Maybe business-wise.
Business-wise, I suppose it wasn't translating the app sooner into other languages, because maybe we could have had a greater chunk of the market at a faster pace.
Even greater, you mean?
Even greater, I mean. Yeah. Also, I think we learned that you should get featured in the App Store as soon as possible, because our numbers tripled when we were featured, right? If you can get into the spotlight, as they call it. Also getting into the Android marketplace sooner. It's just that amount of exposure you have, the numbers just spark up, and you can see how viral it gets and how many people start to talk about your product. So I think if we had done all of that sooner, maybe we would have been at 3 million by now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, for me, one of the biggest landmarks you had in Berlin is the proclamation of the anti-copycat revolution, and you are actually the initiator of this movement, right? So
I don't know if I put it just on my head, but I was a contributor, yes.
So yeah, contributor.
Yeah.
What's your take, and why? I mean, I went to Berlin a couple of months ago, and I've seen so many great startups, so fresh, so many fresh ideas, and going not so back go like if we want to recall what was the startup scene in Germany about 3 or 4 years ago, you had many clones from successful US companies. I mean, how come you change your mindset?
What triggered it?
Yeah.
I think, well, 3 or 4 years ago, yeah, there were like the notorious Zamba brothers who, basically, plucked the ideas from the States and copied it one for one. Like there was very little variation, nothing new added, nothing of extra value. And I think that's not the true definition of what entrepreneurship means, right? When I think of entrepreneur, I think someone who's taking a risk, who's taking their idea and testing it, seeing if it works. Obviously, you can take an existing idea, and if you adapt it and make it better, okay, that's an innovative in a sense. But in the past, Germany as a whole got a reputation of literally copying one for one. And granted, they make a lot of money, and they created an entrepreneurial spirit, so to speak.
But it's not a sustainable way to create an ecosystem around clones, right?
Right. I mean, okay, there's money to be made, and there's jobs, and there's quick exits, but it doesn't inspire a generation to create something new, to create the next big thing. And that's what really irritated the founders of 6Wunderkinder. They thought, okay, yeah, there's a lot of money being made, but why is it the US is coming up with Google and Facebook and Foursquare and coming up with all these great ideas that totally revolutionize the way people live, and here we are just copying it? Why not be the next big city to create the next big thing? So that was kind of one part of the blog post, or this kind of movement we've created. The second part is really to highlight the people that are truly innovative. Companies like SoundCloud, they've revolutionized the way the music industry is run.
They're from Sweden, right?
Yeah, they're originally from Sweden, but they moved to Berlin, thankfully. And funny enough, they've really been like the poster boys for Berlin startup scene, and it's great that they've kind of carved this fresh new path for the startup scene, because it's really brought in all kinds of other entrepreneurs to the city, because they feel like, I have this big idea, hasn't been tested in the market, maybe I can radically disrupt the marketplace, and this is a city that has other companies doing it and taking the risks and the chances. So we wanted to highlight the true startups that are innovative. For instance, Gitsy, last week they launched their platform, and it's beautifully designed, it's new, it's fresh, no one has done this before, and I encourage people to check out their website. But it's a marketplace for ideas. So the point being, you go to a new city like Berlin, you can shop for different curated tours, and if you want to take a cooking lesson and learn how to make currywurst, you can. Or if you want to go on a graffiti tour, you can purchase that. So we really believe that the more we kind of encourage this really innovative ecosystem, the more other innovators will come in, and we can radically change the old reputation. I think it's already kind of begun. So
it's quite interesting. One of the startups I met in Berlin, it's IM. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah.
It's a Color competitor. Like they're better than Color, obviously, without the money, of course. But they have a more like business-wise, it's a better and more useful product. And I was like, it's quite interesting to see that Europe can actually produce innovation in a better way than than the Valley does. So I mean, you're leading the way in Europe.
I think part of it is just like when you have a chaotic city like Berlin that's really artistic and it hasn't really fully like been developed. It's almost raw and cutting edge in that sense. You really have people who are willing to take more risks, and I think it's just this. I don't know how to describe it. That's the problem. You can't really define the feeling that it has, but someone like I am, for instance, they've done such a good job of connecting with other startups and getting the startups to use their app, you know, and streaming all of our pictures and comments live through their app. And I think that's what you need as well. You need other startups in your community to use your products and to be evangelists for those products. And like for instance, the whole SoundCloud team called us up and said, we're really eager to use Wunderkit. We don't like any other productivity platforms at the moment. So like let's give it a roll, and sure enough, we're going to have the whole team using it hopefully in the coming weeks and get their feedback. And that's the best thing that you can do, you know. Even outside of Berlin, you know, I'd like to help friends that are in different cities across the globe try it out, give them praise, give them critiques, and I mean that's how we evolve, change, and help each other out.
Great. I want to go back to you, 6Wunderkinder, as a company. So you're launching your private beta. When is that?
Oh, I don't know if I should say an exact date. It's constantly changing, but we're very close.
You're very close. So
very close. Yeah.
So it's before the holidays. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, yes.
maybe.
In general, yeah.
There's a chance we will be ready. So.
But I'll make sure you guys get in early.
Great. Do you have?
Yeah.
Is there any other major update you have, like a new product launch or a major release or any other thing you want to share with us?
Okay, we have a very
maybe good news.
Yeah. I'm happy to announce that we are about to close our Series A. We're collaborating and partnering with Atomico. It's a London-based VC firm founded by Nicholas Zenstrom, who's the co-founder of Skype. And we think it's a really great partnership because he's also investing in companies that are innovative, that can become so-called category winners.
Like Spotify, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're on Spotify, Jolly Cloud.
Jolly Cloud, Last.fm.
Last.fm, yeah.
So really, we're great to be in that tier of other really innovative startups. And we're inviting Nicholas Enstrom to come and speak in Berlin. He'll come very soon. And he is going to provide a mentorship night for all the founders who are interested in attending. So they'll have a chance to maybe speak to him, and I mean, we're very proud to be partnering with them.
Great, congrats on this one.
Thank you.
I mean, it's amazing. Atomico is obviously one of the biggest VCs focusing on the technology sector in Europe, and being part of their portfolio sounds like the right path to follow. But you know, my question is, do you think that these guys there, you're launching partners for the US market? I mean, are you aiming to open an office in San Francisco or in New York maybe?
It's a possibility, like with all startups, there could be satellite offices, one in Silicon Valley, maybe one in East Asia, for instance.
But you are not moving?
No, that we've had. We've spoken with other VCs in the past, and their stipulation is that we relocate to Silicon Valley, but it's totally not in the cards for 6Wunderkinder. They really believe in staying in Berlin, nurturing the ecosystem, and Atomico has definitely respected that. They see that we flourished in this environment. Why pull us out? You know, it makes no sense. So I think you'll see more and more investors coming in to Berlin, and I hope they also see the great potential in Athens as well, because they're really great ideas up there, and we have to keep sharing the love and bringing on that.
Dimitris, do you have anything else to ask and add, maybe to comment?
No, I just want to congratulate you on your...
Big I mean, are these guys doing a Series A funding? Because I thought that Atomico was like only Series B and Series C.
No, I think they are actually, they have a pretty large portfolio. If I'm not mistaken, my Gengo, which is a Tokyo-based startup, got a Series A through Atomico, a rather large Series A round. So I think they're really pushing the boundaries, and they're also moving into Asia, which is interesting. I think Nicholas went to many different cities all over China to find the next best big idea, and they are discovering it. So we're very happy about that, and I think he's got an awesome global portfolio.
And you're now a member of their portfolio as well.
Yes.
So again,
Yeah.
Jessica, thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah,
We wish
thank
you the very
you.
best. We wish. I mean, it's quite obvious that these guys, they will rock.
Yeah.
But
I
so
agree. I love their product.
we will be around. We will be around. We will write posts and we will write wonderful reviews for your products. Thanks a lot
thank
for
you so much.
being in Athens, and enjoy your stay.
Great, and if you're ever in Berlin, please stop by. We'd love to have you over for lunch.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.